You study English every day, but when a native speaker talks, your brain goes blank. Why? Let us fix that. Now.
Part 1. Why English listening is so hard.
Welcome to Listen and Speak. I am Stewie, and I know exactly what you are thinking. You study English, you learn vocabulary, you practice grammar. Then you hear a native speaker say, "Hey, how you doing?" And you think, what language is that?
I am Angelina. And Stewie is right, that is the #1 problem for English learners. The English you study in books is not the English people actually speak. Native speakers talk fast, they connect words. They drop sounds. They use slang. And suddenly, everything you learned feels useless.
So today, we are going to fix that. We are going to teach you exactly why listening is so hard and exactly what you can do about it. Real strategies, real examples, no boring textbook stuff.
Let us start with the biggest reason: speed. Native speakers talk fast. But it is not just speed, it is how they connect words. For example, you read, "I am going to" in your book, but a native speaker says, "I'm gonna." You read, "Do you want to?" but you hear, "Do you wanna?"
Let me give you a real example. Listen to this sentence slowly. I want to go to the store. Now, listen to how a native speaker actually says it. I want to go to the store. See? Want to becomes wanna. Going to becomes gonna. Got to becomes gotta.
Another example, I have got to go now. A native speaker says, "I got to go now," or even shorter, "got to go." 2 words, that is it. If you do not know this, you will hear gotta and have no idea what it means.
And it gets worse. Native speakers also drop sounds. For example, next day becomes next day. The T disappears. Last night becomes last night. The T disappears again. I don't know becomes I don't know. 3 words become 2.
And then there is linking. Words blend together. Turn it off sounds like turn it off. Pick it up sounds like pick it up. What are you doing? Sounds like what you doing, yes. What are you becomes watcha. Doing becomes doing.
So let me ask you, if you only studied textbook English, would you understand what you're doing? Probably not. And that is not your fault. Your textbook did not teach you real spoken English.
But here is the good news. Once you know these patterns, everything becomes clearer. Your ears start to recognize them. You hear gonna, and you know it means going to. You hear wanna, and you know it means want to. You hear watcha, and you know it means what are you.
And today, we are going to practice all of these. We will give you real examples, real conversations, real phrases that native speakers use every single day. No boring lists, no textbook exercises, just real English that you can actually use.
So let us start with the most important thing. How do native speakers really talk? Let us look at some common phrases and break them down.
Phrase 1. How are you doing? In a textbook, you see, how are you doing? In real life, you hear, how you're doing, or even, howdy. Yes, howdy is short for, how do you do? People say it in the southern United States.
Phrase 2. I am going to the store. In real life, I'm going to the store. or even I'm going to the store. The G disappears at the end of going.
Phrase 3. Do you want to eat? In real life, do ya wanna eat? Or ya wanna eat?
Phrase 4. I don't know. In real life, I dunno. Or just dunno.
Phrase 5. Let me tell you something. In real life, let me tell you something.
Phrase 6. Give me that. In real life, give me that.
Phrase 7. I have to go. In real life, I have to go.
Phrase 8. What is going on? In real life, what's going on? Or what's up?
Phrase 9. See you later. In real life, see ya later. Or just see ya.
Phrase 10. I will see you tomorrow. In real life, I'll see you tomorrow. Or catch you tomorrow.
These are not mistakes. This is how native speakers actually talk every single day, in every conversation. And if you want to understand them, you need to know these patterns.
But wait, there is more. It is not just about individual words. It is about rhythm. English has a special rhythm. Some words are stressed. They are louder and longer. Other words are unstressed. They are softer and shorter.
For example, I want to go to the store. The stressed words are want, go, and store. The unstressed words are I, to, the. They are soft and fast. So when a native speaker says it, it sounds like, I want to go to the store. The important words are clear. The rest is just noise.
If you try to hear every single word, you will get lost. But if you focus on the stressed words, you will understand the meaning. Even if you miss some words, you will get the idea.
Let us practice with some real sentences. Listen to the stressed words.
I want a coffee, please. Stressed, want coffee.
I'm gonna meet my friend. Stressed. Gonna meet friend.
What are you doing? Stressed, what doing?
Where is the bathroom? Stressed. Where bathroom?
I don't understand. Stressed, don't understand.
Can you help me? Stressed. Can help.
See the pattern? The important words are loud and clear. The other words are soft and fast. So when you listen, do not try to hear everything. Just focus on the important words.
And that is the first secret to understanding fast English. Focus on the stressed words. The meaning is in those words.
Part 2, active versus passive listening. Now, let us talk about something really important. The difference between active listening and passive listening. Most learners do not know about this, and it is one of the biggest reasons they do not improve.
So let me explain. Passive listening is when you have English playing in the background. You hear it, but you are not really paying attention. Maybe you are cooking dinner. Maybe you are driving. Maybe you are cleaning the house. The English is playing, but your mind is somewhere else.
Passive listening is good for one thing. It gets your ears used to the sounds of English. But by itself, it is not enough. If you only do passive listening, your progress will be very slow.
Active listening is different. Active listening is when you focus completely. You are not doing anything else. You are sitting down. You are paying attention. You are trying to understand every word, every sentence, every idea.
When you do active listening, your brain is working hard. You are not just hearing, you are processing, you are thinking, you are connecting the words to their meanings.
Let me give you some examples of active listening.
Example 1. Listen to a short audio, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Then pause and try to say what you heard in your own words. A summary. What were they talking about? What was the main idea?
Example 2. Listen and write. This is called dictation. You listen to English and you try to write exactly what you hear. Every word, every sentence. It is hard, but it is very effective because you have to understand every single word.
Example 3. Listen and repeat. This is called shadowing. You listen to English and then you immediately repeat it. You try to say the same words at the same speed with the same rhythm and pronunciation.
Example 4. Listen and answer. Listen to a question and try to answer it out loud. Do not just think the answer, say it out loud. This practices your speaking and listening at the same time.
These are active listening exercises. They are difficult, they require effort, but they work. If you do these exercises every day, even for just 10 minutes, your listening will improve faster than you can imagine.
And here is the thing. You can combine active and passive listening. For example, in the morning, do your active listening for 10 minutes. Then during the day, while you are doing other things, do passive listening. Play an English podcast in the background.
That is a perfect system. Active listening trains your brain. Passive listening keeps your ears connected to the language.
Let me give you a specific example. In the morning, you listen to a 2-minute English clip. You write down what you hear. You repeat it out loud. Then, during the day, you listen to the same clip while you are walking or driving. You are not focusing, but your ears are still hearing the sounds.
The combination is powerful. Your active listening gives you the deep practice. Your passive listening gives you the repetition. Together, they create real improvement.
But remember, do not just do one. Some learners only do passive listening. They play English all day, but they never really focus. Their progress is slow. Other learners only do active listening. They study hard for 30 minutes, but then they never hear English again until the next day. That is also not enough.
You need both. Active listening for deep learning, passive listening for exposure and familiarity. That is the winning combination.
But remember, do not just do one. Some learners only do passive listening. They play English all day, but they never really focus. Their progress is slow. Other learners only do active listening. They study hard for 30 minutes, but then they never hear English again until the next day. That is also not enough.
Part 3. Daily habits for better listening.
If you do this every day, for 1 month, you will see a huge difference. Your ears will get used to the sounds. Your brain will process the language faster. You will understand more and more.
Consistency is more important than time. 10 minutes every day is better than 2 hours one time per week. Your brain learns better with regular, consistent practice.
Now, let us talk about habits. Because practicing one time is not enough. You need to practice every day, even if it is just for a short time.
Habit number 1, morning English. Every morning when you wake up, listen to English for 10 minutes. Before you check your phone, before you watch the news in your own language. Just 10 minutes of English.
So, let us share 3 simple habits that really work.
What should you listen to? A short podcast, a YouTube video, an audiobook, something easy to understand. The goal is to start your day in English mode.
Why in the morning? Because your brain is fresh. It is ready to learn. It is like a clean sponge. Whatever you put in a clean sponge, it absorbs quickly.
This is great because you are using time that you would usually waste. You are not adding extra time to your schedule. You are just using the time you already have.
Habit number 2. English while you do something else. This is passive listening. When you are washing dishes, put on an English podcast. When you are going for a walk, listen to English. When you are driving to work, play an English show.
Why at night? Because your brain processes information while you sleep. If you listen right before bed, your brain continues to work on it while you rest.
Habit number 3. English wind down at night. Before you go to sleep, listen to calm, slow English. A simple podcast, a bedtime story, something relaxing.
And here is a tip. Do not try to do everything at once. Start with one habit, do it for 1 week, then add the second habit, then the third. Build your habits slowly, but build them consistently.
So, 3 habits. Morning English for active learning, English while you do things for passive exposure, English at night for sleep learning. Simple, easy, and very effective.
That is less than 30 minutes total, and you are practicing English 3 times every day. That is powerful.
Let me give you a real example of a daily routine. Wake up, listen to a 5-minute English podcast while you brush your teeth. That is your morning English. Then, while you are driving to work, listen to the same podcast again. That is your English while you do something else. At night, listen to a slow English story for 10 minutes before you sleep.
And the best part? You do not need any special equipment, just your phone and some good English content. That is all. Part 4, connected speech, the secret to fast English.
Now, we are going to talk about one of the biggest secrets to understanding fast English, connected speech. This is the reason why native speakers sound so different from textbook audio.
Connected speech is when words connect together. The words do not sound separate. They blend, they link, they flow like a river.
Let me give you an example. Say these 3 words slowly. Turn it off. Now say them fast. Turn it off. See? They connect. They become one word.
Another example. Pick it up fast. Pick it up.
Put it on. Fast. Put it on.
Get out fast. Get out.
Come over. Fast. Come over.
Go away fast. Go away.
This is called linking. The last sound of one word connects to the first sound of the next word.
There is also something called elision. This is when a sound disappears. It is gone. You do not hear it.
For example, next day. In fast speech, it sounds like next day. The T disappears. Last night becomes last night. The T disappears.
Old man becomes old man. The D disappears. Good girl becomes goo girl. The D disappears.
And then there is assimilation. This is when a sound changes because of the sound next to it.
For example, don't you? Fast, don't ya? The T and Y blend together and become a CH sound.
Did you? Fast, didja. Or dija. The D and Y blend.
Would you? Fast, would ya? Or would ya?
What are you? Fast, whatcha?
Got you. Fast. Gotcha. This is very common. I gotcha. It means I understand you or I caught you.
Let me give you a full sentence. What are you doing? In fast speech, what you doing or what you up to?
Did you eat yet? Fast. Did you eat yet? Or jeet yet? Yes, that is a real thing. Jeet yet means did you eat yet?
Don't you know? Fast. Don't you know?
Would you like some coffee? Fast. Would you like some coffee?
Now, here is the important thing. You do not need to speak like this, but you need to understand it, because native speakers speak like this all the time.
And once you know these patterns, your listening improves immediately. You hear whatcha, and you know it means what are you. You hear gotta, and you know it means got to. You hear wanna, and you know it means want to.
Let us practice. I will say a sentence in fast speech. Try to guess what it means.
I'm going to go to the store.
That means I am going to go to the store.
Do you want to come with me?
That means, do you want to come with me?
I got to leave now.
That means I have got to leave now, or I need to leave now.
What you doing later?
That means, what are you doing later?
Let me know.
That means, let me know.
See you tomorrow.
That means, see you tomorrow.
These are not slang. These are everyday English. Real people speak like this every single day.
And now you understand them. That is the secret. That is how you understand fast English.
Part 5. Common everyday phrases. Now, let us learn some very common everyday phrases. These are phrases that native speakers use all the time, and they are not usually in textbooks.
Phrase 1. I'm good. This means I'm fine or I'm okay. But it also means no thank you. If someone offers you something and you say, I'm good, it means no thank you. I don't need anything.
For example, do you want more coffee? I'm good, thanks. That means no thank you, I have enough.
Phrase 2. Hang on. This means wait a moment. Or wait a second. Hang on. Let me check my phone. That means wait. Let me check.
Phrase 3. My bad. This means my mistake. Or, I'm sorry, that was my fault. It is very informal. Oh, my bad. I forgot to bring your book. That means I'm sorry I forgot.
Phrase 4. It's on me. This means I will pay. Don't worry about the bill. It's on me. That means I will pay for it.
Phrase 5. What do you say? This means, what do you think? Or, do you agree? Let's go to the beach tomorrow. What do you say? That means, do you like that idea?
Phrase 6. That makes sense. This means I understand, or that is logical. Oh, I see. That makes sense now. That means I understand now.
Phrase 7. I see what you mean. This means I understand your point. Ah, I see what you mean. That is a good point.
Phrase 8. No worries. This means it's okay or don't worry about it. I'm so sorry I'm late. No worries. It's fine.
Phrase 9. Hang in there. This means stay strong or do not give up. I know it's hard, but hang in there. You can do it.
Phrase 10. Take it easy. This means relax or do not stress. You look tired. Take it easy today.
Let us practice these in real conversations.
Conversation 1. Hey, do you want to go out for lunch? I'm good, thanks. I brought my own food. Here, I'm good means no thank you.
Conversation 2. Hang on a second. I forgot my keys. No worries. Take your time.
Conversation 3. Oh no! I spilled my coffee. My bad. Let me get you a napkin.
Conversation 4. How much do I owe you? Nothing. It's on me. My treat.
Conversation 5. Let's go to the park this afternoon. What do you say? That sounds great. Let's do it.
Conversation 6. I don't understand why she said that. I know, but I see what you mean. It was strange.
Conversation 7. I'm really struggling with my English listening. Hang in there. It gets easier with practice.
Conversation 8. I'm so stressed about my exam. Take it easy. You studied hard. You'll do fine.
These phrases are very common. You will hear them in movies, in TV shows, in conversations, in podcasts, everywhere.
And when you use them, your English sounds more natural, more like a native speaker, less like a textbook. Part 6. Accents. American, British, Australian.
Now, let us talk about accents, because not all English sounds the same.
American English sounds different from British English. British English sounds different from Australian English. And even within each country, there are many regional accents.
If you only learn one type of English, and then you hear another type, it can be very confusing. You might think, are they even speaking English?
So, let us talk about the main differences.
First, American English. The R sound is always pronounced. In words like car, bird, here, you always hear the R. Car, bird, hearer.
In British English, especially in what they call received pronunciation, the R at the end of words is often silent. So car sounds like car, Bird sounds like bud. Here sounds like here.
Another difference. In American English, the T between vowels sometimes sounds like a D. So water sounds like wader. Butter sounds like budder. Better sounds like bedder.
In British English, the T is usually more crisp. Water sounds like water. Butter sounds like butter.
Now, Australian English. This is very different from both American and British English.
One feature of Australian English is the vowel sound. For example, today sounds like to die. Mate sounds like might. Good day sounds like good die.
Australians also shorten a lot of words. Breakfast becomes brekkie. Afternoon becomes arvo. Service station becomes servo. Sunglasses becomes sunnies.
Let me give you an example of Australian English. Good day, mate. How you going? That means hello, friend. How are you?
Another example. Let's grab some brekkie at the servo. That means let's get some breakfast at the gas station.
If you do not know these words, you will be confused. But once you learn them, Australian English becomes much easier to understand.
So, what should you do as a learner? My advice is this. Start with one accent, get comfortable with it, then slowly expose yourself to other accents.
For example, learn American English first. Watch American movies. Listen to American podcasts. Once you are comfortable, start watching British shows, then Australian shows.
Do not try to learn all accents at the same time. It will just confuse you.
And remember, even native speakers sometimes have trouble understanding other accents. A person from Texas might struggle to understand a person from Scotland. It is normal.
So, be patient with yourself. Your ears need time to adjust, but with enough exposure, all accents start to feel more familiar.
Part 7, what to listen to, content by level.
Now, let us talk about what you should actually listen to. Because there is so much content out there, it can be overwhelming.
So we will organise it by level. What is good for a beginner is different from what is good for an intermediate learner.
First, beginners. For beginners, you need slow, simple, repetitive content. Repetition is your best friend. You need to hear the same vocabulary, the same grammar, the same sentences over and over until they feel natural.
What kind of content is good for beginners? Slow English podcasts, YouTube channels for English learners, simple children's stories, English learning apps with audio.
Children's stories might sound embarrassing for adults, but they are perfect for beginners. They use simple vocabulary, short sentences, clear pronunciation, and they repeat the same words and phrases.
Nobody has to know you are listening to children's stories. It is your secret.
Next, intermediate learners. For intermediate learners, you can start to challenge yourself. You can listen to real podcasts made for native speakers, but start with topics you already know and enjoy.
Why topics you already know? Because when you already know the topic, you can use that knowledge to help you understand. Even if you do not understand every word, you can guess the meaning from the context.
So, if you love cooking, listen to a cooking podcast in English. If you love sports, listen to sports podcasts. If you love fashion, listen to fashion podcasts. Use your interests to your advantage.
And when you enjoy what you are listening to, you listen longer. And the longer you listen, the more you improve.
Next, advanced learners. For advanced learners, you can watch real English TV shows, real English movies, real English news.
But what about subtitles? My advice is this. Start with English subtitles. Not your native language, English subtitles. That way, your ears and your eyes are both working in English.
If you use subtitles in your native language, your brain just reads and stops listening. So, always use English subtitles.
Then, as you get better, try turning off the subtitles completely. It will be hard at first, but do not try to understand everything. Just try to understand the main idea, the general meaning.
Do not stress about every single word. Focus on the big picture. The details will come with time and practice.
Part 8. Using TV shows and movies.
Now, let us talk about one of the most enjoyable ways to practice TV shows and movies.
A lot of people love this because it is entertainment and learning at the same time. But there is a right way and a wrong way to do it.
The wrong way is to just sit and watch a movie with subtitles in your native language. You enjoy the story, but you are not really improving your English listening.
Because your brain is reading the translation. It stops trying to understand the English. So, here is the right way.
Step 1. Choose a show or movie that is not too difficult. Something where the English is relatively clear. Not too much slang. Not too fast.
For beginners to intermediate learners, sitcoms are great. Situation comedies. The situations are normal, everyday life. The humour is simple and visual. Even if you miss some words, you can still understand what is happening.
Step 2. Watch a short clip, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, with English subtitles. Focus on listening. Use the subtitles to check what you hear.
The subtitles are like a safety net. You are trying to hear the words. The subtitles just confirm what you heard.
Step 3. Watch the same clip again. This time, no subtitles. After watching with subtitles first, it is not so scary. You already know what they are saying. Now you can focus on how they say it. The rhythm. The pronunciation.
Step 4. Choose one phrase from the clip. Write it down, say it out loud, try to use it in a sentence.
Every clip, one new phrase. After 1 month, 30 new phrases. After 1 year, 365 new phrases, all from real situations.
And language and context sticks much better than language on a list. Our brains are built for stories, not for lists.
So, use TV shows and movies to your advantage. They are fun, they are free, and they are incredibly effective for learning.
Part 9. What to do when you do not understand.
Now, let us talk about something that happens to everyone, even advanced learners, even native speakers. What do you do when you do not understand?
First, do not panic. Panic is your worst enemy. When you panic, your brain stops working. You focus on the panic instead of the listening, and you miss even more.
So, rule 1. Breathe. Stay calm. Keep listening. Even if you missed one thing, the conversation will continue, and often the speaker will explain it again. Or the context will become clear.
Rule 2. Use context. Even if you do not understand a word, the words around it can help you guess the meaning.
For example, if someone says, I need to go to the place where you buy medicine, you might not know the word pharmacy, but you can guess it from the context.
Rule 3. Ask for clarification. If you are in a real conversation, it is okay to ask. Asking shows you want to understand correctly.
Here are some useful phrases. Sorry, could you repeat that? This is polite. You are asking the person to say the same thing again.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. This means I did not hear you clearly. Catch here means hear and understand.
What do you mean by that? This is different from, could you repeat that? Could you repeat that is about hearing. What do you mean is about understanding. You heard the words, but you did not understand the meaning.
Could you say that more slowly, please? This is very helpful. Native speakers can slow down. They do not mind.
Could you explain that again? This is asking for a different explanation. Maybe the first time was not clear.
Do not be afraid to ask. Native speakers ask for clarification all the time. It is normal, it is expected.
And finally, do not pretend to understand. If you pretend to understand, you will miss even more. And it is okay to say, I'm sorry, I don't understand. That is honest. That is okay.
Part 10, Real Conversation Scenarios.
Now, let us practice real conversation scenarios. We are going to role-play some everyday situations.
Scenario 1, ordering food at a cafe.
I will be the customer. Angelina, you be the cafe worker. Ready?
Ready? Hello? Can I get a coffee, please?
Sure. What size would you like? Small, medium, or large?
Medium, please. And can I get that with oat milk?
Of course. Anything else for you today?
Actually, yes. Can I also get a blueberry muffin?
Absolutely. That will be $5.50. Will that be cash or card?
Card, please.
Great. Your order will be ready in about 5 minutes. Can I get a name for the order?
It's Angelina.
Perfect, Angelina. I'll call your name when it's ready.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your day.
Let us look at the key phrases. Can I get is a very common way to order. More casual than I would like. Will that be cash or card? Is asking about payment method. Absolutely is a very enthusiastic way to say yes.
Scenario 2. A phone call.
I will call Stewie. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, Stewie. It's Angelina. Am I calling at a bad time?
Oh, Angelina, hi. No, it's a great time. What's up?
I just wanted to check. Are we still on for dinner tonight?
Oh, yes, absolutely. 7 o'clock, right?
Yes, 7 o'clock. I'm just going to be about 10 minutes late. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. I'll grab a table and wait for you.
Perfect. See you soon.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.
Key phrases. Am I calling it a bad time? Is polite. It checks if the other person is free to talk. Are we still on? Means, is the plan still happening? I'll grab a table means, I will get a table.
Scenario 3. Asking for directions.
I am a tourist. Angelina, you are a local person.
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you. Do you know where the nearest subway station is?
Of course. So, you are going to walk straight down the street. Then you will see a big traffic light. Turn left there.
Turn left at the traffic light. Got it.
Then just keep walking about 2 or 3 minutes and you will see the station on your right. You can't miss it. There's a big blue sign.
On my right, blue sign. That sounds easy. And how long does it take to walk there?
From here, I would say about 5 to 7 minutes.
Great. Thank you so much. You have been so helpful.
No problem at all. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Key phrases. Excuse me, sorry to bother you is polite. Walk straight means go in a straight line, do not turn. You can't miss it means it is easy to see, you will definitely find it. I would say is used when giving an estimate.
These are real conversations, real phrases, real English.
Part 11, final review and your mission.
Wow, what a journey! We covered so much today.
Let us do a quick review.
We talked about why English listening is hard. Speed, connected speech, informal language.
We learnt about active versus passive listening. Active listening is focused. Passive listening is background exposure. You need both.
We discussed daily habits, morning English, English while you do things, English wind down at night.
We explored connected speech, linking, elision, and assimilation. Words connect, sounds disappear, sounds change.
We learned common everyday phrases. I'm good, hang on, my bad, it's on me, no worries.
We talked about accents, American, British, Australian, the R sound, the T sound, shortened words.
We discussed what to listen to by level. Beginners need slow, simple content. Intermediate learners can listen to real podcasts. Advanced learners can watch movies and TV shows.
We talked about how to use TV shows and movies correctly. English subtitles first, then no subtitles. Focus on phrases.
We learned strategies for when you do not understand. Do not panic. Use context. Ask for clarification. Could you repeat that? What do you mean?
And we practiced real conversation scenarios. Ordering food, making a phone call, asking for directions.
Now, your mission.
Number 1, practice connected speech. Listen to a native speaker. Try to hear the linking. Try to hear the drop sounds.
Number 2. Learn one new everyday phrase every day. Write it down, say it out loud, use it in a sentence.
Number 3, do 10 minutes of active listening every morning. Focus completely, write what you hear, repeat what you hear.
Number 4. Watch a TV show with English subtitles. Then watch the same scene without subtitles. Choose one phrase and practice it.
Number 5, if you do not understand something, ask. Even if you are alone, ask your phone. Use the phrases we gave you.
Remember, consistency is the secret. A little bit every day. That is all it takes.
Be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time. There are good days and hard days. Both are normal.
And on the hard days, remember why you started. Your goal. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you just want to understand your favorite English show without subtitles.
Whatever your reason is, it is a good reason. Keep going. Do not give up.
We believe in you. Every single person watching this video, you are doing something amazing. You are taking action. That is the most important step.
Thank you for learning with Listen and Speak today. Your English is getting better every single day, even when it does not feel like it.
Take care, everyone. See you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.